Good afternoon, sir. Myself, Hinduja Reddy. Today, we will discuss about the data communication of and computer networks. So, let's discuss about the data communication. What is data communication? Its types and what are the components. So, everything we will discuss now. So, let's know about what is mean by data communication. So, data communication, it is a process of exchanging data or information. In case of computer networks, this exchange is done between two devices over a transmission medium. So this process involves a communication system which is made up of hardware and the software. So the hardware part involves the sender and receiver devices and the intermediate devices through which the data passes. So the software part involves the certain rules which specify what is to be communicated, how it is to be communicated, and when it is to be communicated. So it is also called as a protocol. Also, what we will discuss later what is mean by protocol and then. So and the following section describes the fundamental characteristics and that are important for the effective working of data communication process, and is followed by the components that make up a data communication system. So let's first we will see about the what are the main characteristics of data communication. There are four main characteristics of data communication. Those are delivery, accuracy, timeliness, and the jitter. The first one is the delivery. Delivery means the data should be delivered to the correct destination and to correct user. So accuracy means the communication system should deliver the data accurately without introducing any errors, and the data may get corrupted during the transmission, affecting the accuracy of the delivered data. So, and the third one is the timeliness. It means audio and video data has to be delivered in a timely manner without any delay. Such a data delivery is called real time transmission of data. And the last one, fourth one, is the jitter. So it is a variation of the packet arrival time. Uneven jitter may affect the timeliness of data being transmitted. And we will discuss about the components of data communication. What are the main components of the data communication? So there are the five components. First one is the message, second one is the sender, third one is the receiver, and fourth one is the transmission medium, and fifth one is the protocol. Message, it is the information to be communicated by the sender to the receiver. So message means the information which is to be communicated. So this is the message. So the sender is a device that is capable of sending the data to the receiver. So and the receiver is a device that the sender wants to communicate the data message. Fourth one is the transmission medium. It is the path and transmission medium. It is the path by which the message travels from sender to receiver. So it can be wired or wireless and many subtypes in both. And the fifth one is the protocol. So it is an agreed upon a set of rules used by the sender and receivers to communicate data. A protocol is a set of rules so that governs the data communication, and a protocol is a necessity in data communication without which the communicating entities are like two persons trying to talk each other in a different language without know the other language. And the next one is the data representation. We will represent the data. So there are four types of representation. First one is the text. That means the text formats. The text includes a combination of alphabets in small case as well as uppercase. So the messages will be in text format. That means the data. And the second type is the numbers, which includes a combination of the digits from like 0 to 9, like that. The images, and the fourth one is the videos, and the fifth one is audio also. So these are these are the types of data representations. And next one is the data flow. It has three types: simplex, half duplex, and the full duplex. Simplex means in simplex the communication is unidirectional, means one directional. So only one of the devices sends the data and the other one only receives the data. It means in a CPU like for example, if a CPU send the data while a monitor only receives data, this is what simplex means. The second one is the half duplex. In half duplex, both the stations can transmit as well as receive, but not at the same time. Means, so when one device is sending, other can only receive, and vice versa. Like walkie talkie, we'll use the walkie talkie. So this is the best example for half duplex is walkie talkie. And the third one, the final one, is the full duplex. Full duplex, it means in full duplex mode, the both stations can transmit and receive the data at the same time, like mobile phones. Everybody will know that mobile phones, this is the best example for the full duplex. So this is what all about the data communication and types and all. So next we will see the network. What is network? Networking. What is mean by networking? It's a topology and architecture used to interconnect the devices. It means the networking. So we will discuss about the computer networks. What is a network? Computer networks, and what are the types? Okay. Computer networks are used for to communicate data communication. It means first we will see the definition of computer. So a computer network can be defined as a collection of nodes. Like a node can be any device capable of transmitting the receiving data, and the communicating nodes have to be connected by communicating links. Like a computer network should ensure that the main thing is the reliability of the data communication process should see. And the second one is the security of the data. And the final one, most important, was the performance. Like performance by achieving higher throughput and smaller delay times, like that. So these are the this is what computer network means. And we will discuss next one is the categories of network. So these networks are categorized on the basis of their size, and the three basic categories of computer networks are LAN, it means local area networks, and the second one is wide area network, it means WAN, and the final one, last one, is the metropolitan area network, MAN. So we will discuss what is mean by local area networks, wide area networks, and metropolitan area networks. First one is the local area networks. So local area networks is usually limited to a few kilometers of area. So it has a limit. It has a certain limit. So it may be privately owned and could be a network inside an office, on one of the floor of a building, or a LAN. Could be or a LAN. It means a local area network could be a network consisting of the computers in the entire building. It means it has certain space. And the next one is wide area network, is made of all the networks in a large area. It means very large. The network is in the entire state of like any entire state, that could be WAN. Like in third one is the metropolitan area network, is the size of between LAN. It means local area networks and wide area networks. It is larger than local area networks, but it is smaller than wide area network. It may compromise the entire network in a city, like big cities like Hyderabad, Chennai, like that. So these are the categories of network. So in networks we have types of connections, like point to point connection, like single transmitter and receiver, and multiple recipients of single transmission. And the next one is the physical topology, like connection of devices, the type of transmission, like unicast, multicast, broadcast. Let's discuss about the topology, physical topology. It means it refers to the way in which a network is laid out physically. Like two or more devices connected to a link, two or more links form a topology. So the geometric representation of the relationship of the links and linking devices to one another. So there are four types of topologies actually. That means mesh topology, star topology, bus topology, and the ring topology. So let's discuss about the topologies. It means a mesh topology. It is every device has a dedicated point-to-point link to every other device. So the term dedicated means that the link carries traffic only between the two devices in it. It connects, like like for example, example like home automation and the smart buildings. And types of mesh topology is there are a lot of types of like partial mesh topology and full mesh topology. So and then another one is the star topology. Like star topology, it means Each device has a dedicated point-to-point link only at your central controller called hub. It means a hub. Like the devices are not directly linked to one another. No direct link or traffic. Like we need a lot of physical links. Like examples like in home networks, like where all like mobiles laptop, where all mobiles laptops connect wirelessly to the wireless to the modem. That means the star topology. And next one is the bus topology. Bus topology is a multi-point. It means multi-point. So one long cable acts as a backbone to link all the devices in a network. So it has a drop line, a connection running between the device and the main cable. There are two, and then the main thing is a tap, a connector that either places into the main cable or punctures the sheeting of a cable to create a contact with the metallic core. So applications like for bus topologies are like connecting two floats through a single line. Like bus topology works well for small distance networking. So let's final one, the ring topology. Ring topology, it is each device has a dedicated point to point connection with only the two devices on either side of it. Like a signal is passed in one direction from device to device until it reaches its destination. So each device in the ring incorporates a repeater. So each device in the ring incorporates a repeater. Like when a device receives a signal intended for another device, so its repeater regenerates the bits and passes them along. So each device is linked only to its neighbors. So the next topic is like next to the how will data communication and computer network conception will be helpful for accomplishing the trustworthy data communication in a real-time industry. We will discuss about this now. So we'll discuss that like a data communication is a process of transmitting data signal from one point to another through the network. So in the light of high automation of industrial data systems, like efficient communication between the devices is crucial not only for ensuring a correct operation but also for the supervision and control of these processes. So as a rule, the communications between devices are carried out via the use of variable industrial communication protocols. So like the set of rules that enables to transfer and exchange the data between the devices that are meant to communicate. So and these data communication must be reliable, stable, safe, and the powerful also. And the objective of such communication is to seamlessly combine functional data exchange and high availability automation technology in order to enable transparent and efficient communication. So, building up a data communication in a real-time industries, it's to create a fully automated industry would mean to ensure the interconnection of the isolated operational systems, like a more efficient management of production process and a better availability of information from field devices throughout the plant. Like when the first steps toward the innovations were made, automation was limited to local the control of specific machines, so leading to automatic systems isolated from each other that were unable to share information to optimize the development of a work larger scale. So the main key values of industrial data communication is the added value of accessible mission data increases as the number of systems that can be analyzed also increases. The well-established connection of office and data center networks to automation networks is a major challenge for companies, like especially in the view of the tasks involved with the digitalization of industry and accompanying of comprehensive networking of all corporate areas and the extensive exchange of data. So, like why we need to consider investing in a industrial data communication? Like we will get it faster data collection, computing facilities are made available to many potential users, and standby facilities are made available in the event of breakdown peak loads. Information is more readily available to whoever may require it, and reduction in hardware costs, although there is a considerable trend towards having the microcomputers at various locations carrying out basic processing but linked to the central computers. So it is well known fact that industrial communication networks are vital for successful digital transformation, building the basis for consistent end-to-end integration and digitalization and optimization of the entire value chain, including external supplies. Hence, Unlimited data consistency and transparency based on an industrial communication network creates the ground for highly efficient interoperability across all automation components. So, in such a way, the companies can skillfully utilize their production plans and respond more flexibly than ever to market demands. So, that's it. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So, this is all about the data communications and the computer networks. Thank you so much.